What do I think about Hawaii soap?
Yeah, what do you think about Hawaii?
It looks very, very pretty. I would love to go to Hawaii someday. Although apparently it's super duper expensive to live there.
It would be.
It's on like a it's just so isolated from like a lot of food and stuff. If you want to live anywhere,
I don't think that's
there.
necessarily like the only issue, but yeah. There's like limited land space as well. There's also fucking what's it called? There's also fuck. It's also considered a very touristy place. So
yeah.
like, you know, things just gotta be kind of expensive because of that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But definitely very, very, very pretty. Lots of very pretty like, natural parks and stuff on Hawaii.
Yeah, I was talking to someone. I was talking to a person at work, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, I went to Hawaii," and he was like, "Oh, but I didn't really like care too much when I got there because it just looks like here." It's like, yeah, it's a tropical place.
Yeah.
It was like the volcanoes were cool and different, but like all the trees and like animals, they're all like very similar.
Yeah, because don't all like the little islands in the Pacific, like nearby, in between the U.S. and Australia, have very similar like very, very similar
It's
climates
similar
and, like,
kind of environment. Yeah, they all have similar climates because they're all like fucking. What's it called? They're all tropical.
Yeah.
You're gonna see tropical plants in a tropical island, you know?
Like, yeah. It's gonna look the same. Yeah, they're probably different if they came to like more northern US, because like you'd see like different kinds of like trees up here than you would in Australia, right? Up here further north. I feel like that would be very very different at least. Yeah, hi everyone. We are just waiting on Mel to finish drying up her keyboard. She unfortunately spilled some water on it before the stream, so she's working on cleaning. Nyan keyboard. She's working on cleaning that up. Not Mel. Mel's not here. Although I'd love to have Mel on stream again. It was very, very fun to have Mel for the Heart of the Woods playthrough.
Yeah.
But yeah. I didn't do too much today. Me and Tia went to McDonald's for dinner, and we got the Shamrock Shake. They have the Shamrock Shake back, so we got that today. It's pretty good. Do they have the Shamrock Shake in Australia, Soup?
Nope.
Nope. No.
We have a biscoff shake.
A Biscoff shake?
Yeah. Is it a shake? Oh, actually, I'm not 100% sure now. It's a Biscoff something.
Okay.
Might not be a shake. It might be like a McFlurry.
Okay. Which I guess.
I
I mean, McFlurry is
Biscoff
a
McFlurry.
shake, right?
No, there is a Biscoff shake. There is a Biscoff shake. Okay.
Okay.
A McFlurry is not a shake.
Oh yeah, because the McFlurry you eat with a spoon, right?
McFlurry is like ice cream with like stuff added to it, like toppings.
Okay.
Hey, there is a Biscoff shake. I was right.
Okay.
See?
Biscoff.
McDelivery. My Mac is app.
McDelivery.
It's funny that they use official things in Australia that just say Macca's instead of McDonald's. Like their actual app for like ordering McDonald's is called the My Macca's app.
Interesting. As it, I guess they just adopt the. I guess it makes sense for them to just adopt the slang and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just be like, lean into it.
Well, it's just like that's the brand recognition.
Everyone here just calls it Macca's.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Speaking of, they released like a bucket hat, and it's Macca's Run. I'll let you take a picture of this.
I could have bought one. I had the opportunity to.
Yeah, I could take a picture of this. Hang on, let me take a picture of this.
Oh, look at that, Hans. The coffee frappe. The Biscoff coffee frappe. Wait, you do have Biscoff there, right?
Biscoff is the
Like
ginger cookies,
the
right?
biscuit.
Yeah, the biscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I like Biscoff. They're nice and cheap cookies. And still taste pretty good. Not the most.
You have McPops in the US?
Big what?
McPops.
No.
Pops.
They're like
good.
little donut balls.
Little donut balls, like Munchkins.
Yeah.
Like donut holes.
Munchkins?
Yeah, at Dunkin' Donuts, the like the quote unquote like little ball donuts. They call them Munchkins. At Dunkin' Donuts, at least.
I don't know. They're just like little donut balls with like filling inside.
Yeah, those are just Munchkins.
We got like chocolate, we got berry, and we got Biscoff. Not many people buy the berry ones, to be honest. They're like pink donuts with like jam inside them.
Okay. I'm not the biggest jam filling person. When it comes to donuts. But if I had to eat it, I would eat it.
Not even strawberry?
I do like strawberry jam, but not in donuts too much actually.
Wait, so how does this look to you, Thomas? Does this look appetizing?
Because run kilo cats. Yeah, I mean I'd eat it, but like I wouldn't be like it wouldn't be my first choice.
Right. What would be your first choice if you came to Macca's Australia?
I don't know. Is there any like unique dishes that they serve only in Australia that I should try, or
I don't know. Do you have the wraps?
Do you have the macaws?
the wraps? Probably the what'd you say, Corey?
The
The
macaws.
Mikaz. The
Mikaz.
Mikaz isn't around anymore though. That just got
Yeah.
finished.
Temporary little.
Yeah, it was like it's a promo item. It was
Like
was
a quarter pounder, but it's got like beetroot for one.
beetroot, tomato, lettuce, fucking mustard, ketchup, mayo, and then a quarter pounder patty. Oh, there's a piece of cheese on it. Oh, and it's got bacon. I forgot about the bacon.
Oh yeah, can't forget bacon. Can't forget.
Oh,
the
there's
bacon.
also a beef. There's a beef McCoz and then there's a chicken McCoz, which the chicken McCoz has a crispy chicken on it instead.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh
Nyan.
my god!
Now,
What'd you say, Nyan?
my keyboard's freaking out.
Oh no!
I spilled water on it like a chump.
You're a
Oh
chump.
no!
Hopefully, though, if I like don't do anything and just sit here quietly and then engage, it won't freak out.
We can
Nice.
only help.
Hmm.
Charlie.
Wait, how much water did you spill on it,
Once.
Nyan? Mm-hmm.
Not that much, but it's possible that the control panel in this keyboard is at the back of it. And I spilled it like just on the top row of the keys, like where the F keys are.
Uh huh.
And it's possible that it just got in and either went to the top of the keyboard and maybe more of the control are in there than I realized at the very top. Or, you could just one bad like one trickle of water can just hit the right spots to fuck things up. And if you hit a
Yeah.
function key or it's like seems to be the control and Windows key that it's affecting, and if you have those spam inputs happening, that like screws up every application.
Oh yeah, there are
Except for
bajillion
Discord.
more.
It's like not fucking up Discord.
I think you just sit without the keyboard plugged in though. If it's like fucking up everything, you only need to watch the stream, right?
True. I don't have to. I mean, I have to engage with the chat,
Yeah, you have to type in chat 100%.
You have any backup keyboards, Nyan?
No, that's what I got asked earlier. I'm like, no, I don't have any backup keyboards.
I think we talked about this a bit off stream, but Nyan is also carries around 3 to 4 duffel bags of various electronic stuff person, right?
Yeah. But no other mechanical keyboards. I guess I just haven't. I've had this mechanical keyboard for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
How long? How long is a very long time?
At least probably 10 years at least. I mean,
Holy, that's fucking long.
my Logitech G9X mouse was from like 2007, and it was the holy grail of mice. Like you have to pay $300 to get a used one on eBay kind of thing. And I think it was from that generation. No, it couldn't have been from that generation because this is just the Corsair K70 like RGB keyboard or something. Some of my other Corsair stuff dies fast, but
I've had like, surprisingly enough, my longest lasting keyboard has been just like a $20 HP keyboard that came with like a pre-built HP PC back when I was in high school. That thing lasted like 9 years, and it was just like a generic wireless membrane keyboard.
I tried to open.
Membrane. bleh.
I managed to open a browser and pull the stream up and have the stream up, but I tried to open another tab and pull the tab off of the browser to bring it to another mounter, and it won't pull the browser, which means one of the input keys is being activated.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna not mess with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you tried to like turn it upside down, like shake all the water out if you haven't yet?
I did that and I dried it with a hair dryer.
That water's deep in there. It's
I
deep in
mean,
there somewhere.
honestly, I probably should just unplugged it and let it dry all night, but you know. Maybe this is the excuse I need to finally switch to doing a cutesy ass keyboard.
Ooh. Would you get one of those like cute pink ones?
Yeah, well, it doesn't match in my other appliances, but I'm
Mhm.
trying to copy this URL, but I can't because every time I select it, it like unselects.
Oh.
Look up a Ducky MK Strawberry Frog keyboard. Ducky MK Strawberry Frog.
Oh my god.
Ducky MK Straw. Oh, I see it.
It looks like a fucking melon.
Super duper cute.
Exactly.
Oh.
Oh no.
Theme for everyone.
It's your fucking color scheme.
Watermelon.
Hey Pons, can you think of what? Oh no, that's gonna crash me. Can you think of what command on a keyboard would be creating opening hundreds of windows in a browser that's not your default browser?
That's that's a new one to me. I know there's a new tab
talking about
hotkey.
Edge? In
But-
Edge specifically?
Yeah, it's opening an Edge.
There's a Windows shortcut for Edge, I think, and then it hit that, and then the new window hotkey. New
No.
hotkey.
That's Windows
Oh.
logo key plus F1.
Mm-hmm.
This would
And
spam
could-
open the help center.
Control N also opens a new window, in Windows. So I guess it's hitting both of those.
I think it's just hitting everything, you know?
Yeah. Got that post on Twitter that I'm live. I gotta chill. Tweeter that I'm live. And Blue Sky. Twitter and Blue Sky. I'll do that while Yanna's trying to wrestle with her keyboard. So wrestle for control of the computer.
Yeah, it's not cooperating with her right now.
Well, worst comes to worst, yeah, and you could unplug the keyboard and then use the Windows keyboard to type.
Oh, she can't hear you anymore.
Oh, oh no, we lost Yan. Oh no.
No.
Win Control O if you think it'll let you press that. Oh, sorry, I'm talking to her. I fucking automatically press. Alright, she's on screen. Alright, I'm gonna unplug her keyboard for her.
Where's my phone? Oh, there it is.
They took it from you. Hid it. It's hiding. You've got it.
We yoinked it.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
The animatronics get a little quirky.
Keep an eye on those cameras.
I've got the on-screen keyboard on.
Nice.
Yippee.
Good boy.
Oh.
Yep.
My like scroll wheel's not working.
Yeah, the on-screen keyboard is a nice little feature they added to Windows. It's nice for, well, one, if you're unable to use a keyboard, for whatever reason. Two, nice for me whenever I need to use keyboard, stuff without using my hands. I played Pokerogue, on stream using Windows keyboard actually, because it was easier for me to click than to use the keys to move around the selector thing in the game.
The on-screen keyboard is crashing.
Oh no! Oh
It's
no!
having a day.
It was day of days.
It has all the keys that were giving me problems still inputting, even with the keyboard off. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? And you unplugged the old keyboard, right?
Yeah.
I think the inputs are put in so much that Windows thinks they're still being input.
You think
Oh
you
my
can
God.
navigate to the on-screen keyboard from just mouse if I restart the computer?
I think so.
Yes. If you pin it to like your menu. or
Ooh, that's a
your
good
taskbar.
idea. Pin the taskbar. If it works, it's not working.
Oh, do you have to put in a password to log in?
No,
Sometimes.
okay. I was able to pin it to my taskbar.
Okay. I think there's an option to turn the keyboard on at Windows startup. That also might be a good thing to do.
I closed the on-screen keyboard and I'm bringing it back, and it's crashing.
Oh my god.
Might have been from all the inputs earlier. It's like fucked with with Windows or something.
Yeah. Yeah. That might be it. You might just have to give it the good old restart.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
You were gonna ask me something earlier, so what was it?
No, I was just gonna say, do you have the McSpicy in in the US?
Is that like a spicy chicken
McSpicy.
sandwich?
Pretty much.
Spicy McChicken burger. Yes.
Chicken burger. Oh,
The
no.
spicy
Okay.
patty though is better than the chicken patty. It's like an actual chicken thigh.
Crispy chicken.
I don't think they have that
Yeah,
in
maybe
the
you take that.
US. I think we just have like a spicy chicken sandwich, but that's about it.
Well, okay. When you say spicy chicken sandwich, do you mean a chicken burger? Is it just a McChicken but with a spicy patty instead?
Yeah, it's just a machine with like a spicy patty.
Yeah, well that's it. It's not a fucking sandwich, it's a fucking burger. It's under the burger section. Do you have a different section that says sandwiches?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Man, I wish I remembered, because we physically went into McDonald's to get our McDonald's today. I wish I was paying attention to the menu there, because we did it on like. Do you have the little touchscreen things for placing your order
Yeah.
in Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, we ordered through that.
Okay, you think we're that far behind? Holy fuck. We probably had them before you.
Started using.
We're usually the
No.
place where, yeah, we're usually the place that they test things like that. Fucking.
Interesting.
We had them before I
Smaller
left working with
sample size.
McDonald's. And it's been like almost 8 years since then.
Yeah, they've been around since before I started working, so yeah, it's been a while.
That's interesting. I think they try them in the U.S. first, but I guess Australia is a good place for testing stuff, like smaller market or something.
I don't know. We got a lot of Maccas down here.
And we're just giving. We'll start the game soon, everybody. We're just giving Nyan some more time to fix her keyboard situation.
I think it's as fixed as it's gonna be.
Okie dokie.
I
Is
did
it-
restart. It doesn't have any weird inputs on the on-screen keyboard. I was able to get through the pin on the Windows because it has the accessibility features. So
Yeah. Thank you, Windows accessibility features. Helping out people with disabilities and people with funky
keyboards.
keyboards since whenever they were implemented.
not being able to use my computer fully, that's a disability. The Ducky keyboard that I told you to look up, it's a mini keyboard. It's not like a full size keyboard. And even though I don't think I ever actually need to input using a numpad, in my brain I'm like that's still not right. A mini keyboard, that's too tiny.
Honestly, I swapped to. I don't have a mini keyboard because I still have like the home, insert, the delete, home, and stuff, and the arrow keys. But I don't have the numpad on my keyboard, and honestly, I've never thought about it since I swapped because even though I'm a programmer, I never used like the number pad for like typing numbers
For inputting, yeah.
Yeah. Although I do know a bunch of people who do like the numpad there, or they do like accounting and stuff like that. So they're taught
I
to use the
like the numpad just in terms of like entering my passcode to get into my computer.
Really?
Yeah, but you can do that with the top row too.
I could, but it's not as fun.
It
And
feels easier. 'cause, like,
When
I
I'm
originally did it
typing,
with the
I use
top
those
right.
buttons.
I originally used them to enter the passcode, then I like started using the numpad because I was like, oh damn, it's quicker if you do use the numpad, you know?
I guess so. Yeah, I guess if you're typing in big numbers, it's easier to use the numpad. But if you're just typing a number once in a blue moon, then yeah, the top row on the keyboard is probably easier. Yeah. The righty then. Are we ready to start?
No.
Why not open?
No.
But yeah, I guess we'll do a short little recap here. Last time on Fatal 12, the second elimination occurred. What was the big muscle mommy GF's name again? I'm terrible with
Colette?
what?
Maybe not.
Odette.
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 I'm
Odette.
shit with names and how I know it. Like what?
I don't know. I am terrible with names. I am even when with the visual novels I read off stream. I've been reading.
Look, I
both of them,
couldn't tell
but-
you the guy's name, but I could tell you the girl's name.
Interesting. Bleh, blah, blah, blah.
That's not- Yeah, that's not exactly that, but you know.
Hmm? Wait, Odette
I
eliminated.
also
Or is
know
it?
that the
Mhm.
other character, the character that I'm voicing, the one with the pink hair, their name's Naomi, right?
Naomi, yeah.
Naomi.
Naomi.
Naomi. Naomi.
Tomato.
Yeah, I don't know which way is correct. I think Naomi is what is there someone in the lobby called Naomi?
Probably correct.
There is.
Yeah, so I
Well,
think
Naomi, I think, right?
Naomi. Yeah. So I kind of say it
Naomi's
like
a little different.
not Naomi, not like the way they Naomi, I guess.
No.
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 Yeah, we did our second elimination. Then we eliminated the person that they had been stalking and investigating in the previous stream. And then we learned that Naomi also likes the main character Rinka. And now we have a little love triangle with Naomi and what was your other character's name? Yuki. I need to start writing down names so that I can like do this. I used to be able to cheat with like Heart of the Woods and Atomi Domain because it lists the characters on the Steam page, and whenever I would have trouble remembering their names, I would just pull it up like I do to right now, but it only lists Rinka there. So Miharu, there we go, Miharu. Yes, I mentioned Miharu. So yeah, Miharu likes Rinka, Naomi likes Rinka, and we got ourselves a little love triangle situation here. And yeah, we'll see where that leads.
It leads to pain.
Ooh.
It leads to
Everything leads to
Yuri.
pain.
It leads to both Pain and Yuri.
Doomed Yuri.
Yippee!
Tragic Yuri. We love to see it, folks. But yeah, let us get back into it, shall we? I think I'm streaming the game. Yes, I am. Okay,
Yes.
I remember streaming the game this time.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Haru's already here when I get to school. She gives me her usual smile before she continues.
Rinka.
Naomi comes running over to me from the gate.
Oops.
Uh-oh. She almost trips in her haste, but she managed to catch herself. Seems like she's just as clumsy as ever when she lets her guard down. She's been waiting for me at the school gate, just like she said she would yesterday. There's little point in her coming all the way to my classroom anyway, considering it's a big detour for her. Sorry for the wait. Mind if we go somewhere else to talk? There's a nice place near Lionhouse.
We're not going to the lion house then.
Nah, the weather's nice today, so I might as well be outside.
Okay.
Following that, we both make our way to the station. Nice little park. Transfer from Shinjuku to the metro, and 2 stops later, you'll find this park. There's an entrance fee. It's fairly inexpensive. It's one of the biggest parks in Tokyo and was apparently an old samurai's garden back in the day. I'm not sure why, but it was restructured to resemble a mix between Japanese, English, and French parks. There are normally tourists all over the place, but it's a lot less busy on weekdays, and that makes it ideal for a change of pace. I came here a lot when I was a kid. There's one place in particular that I really enjoy visiting.
Is this where you wanted to come?
It's nice, isn't it? There's a sole bench in the middle of the garden. We sit down there, taking in the surroundings and the clock tower-esque building in the distance. Few buildings in Shinjuku stand out as much as that one. Part of me wants to say it's the building for a telephone company. The sound of the greenery whispering in the wind is nice and relaxing. Huh. An odd sensation washes over me out of nowhere. It makes me wonder whether or not I've actually been here before. But I'm sure of it. I know I've been here plenty of times as a kid. Oh, sorry, I'm fine. I take a deep breath and get ready to tell her about divine selection. So, where do I even begin? I guess it doesn't matter when it'll sound like I'm making it all up anyway. She utters my name in a painful manner once I finish telling her everything. She started to get teary-eyed midway, but I kept going. I doubt she would want me to stop without painting her the whole picture. She nodded attentively from beginning to end, as if to reassure me that the decision to tell her was the right one.
Something was weird all along. You were speaking fluent English despite not knowing the language and all when we first talked about that book. Everything started ever since then? But you're alive, Rinko? I can tell that much as a fact.
Saying that, she takes my hand in hers. The surface of her hand is cold. I can feel her warmth underneath. There's no doubt the same goes for me. The warmth serves as proof that I'm alive. Yeah, I know, but, well, it seems like that shouldn't be the case.
Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to fucking set something correct, but I can't fucking. Oh, there we go. Fuck. I was trying to set my aircon on to the correct thing. I'm sorry for saying I'm sorry for saying what I did without understanding the situation you're in. I'm sorry, my reading is fucking so off today.
You're fine, so don't worry. Not like I expect you to, considering I never mentioned it. She doesn't doubt what I have to say for a second. Chances are my cause of death lines up with her dream so much that she has no choice but to believe it. It gives her an answer as to why she's having that dream too, although it does nothing to resolve the situation at hand.
Not only are you in this situation, but Miharu is as well.
I wasn't sure whether or not I should tell her about Miharu, but I decided to do so in the end. On the one hand, there's no point in trying to keep certain things to myself. On the other, I simply gave in to my desire to lighten my own burden.
What's more, she said she's prepared.
He's referring to Miharu's statement regarding her own participation, that she's willing to give her life for mine.
I wouldn't be able to say the same if I were in her shoes.
Same here. I don't want Miharu to die, but I don't think I have it in me to willingly let her make it through either. 2 weeks have passed now, and I'm not sure what I should do.
I don't think you can be blamed for that.
Another breeze blows through, catching our hair. Surprisingly cold breeze for this time of year. I see the sunset off in the distance. The mixture of blue and orange on the horizon somehow resembles a wavering heart to me.
Haru is very strong-hearted, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's the complete opposite of me. She knows exactly what she wants to do, whereas I'm sitting here unable to make any sort of decision. That's me, I'm also indecisive. She might have also already started on gathering info based on the cards she's received. In fact, I'm certain she has. The determination in her eyes makes it apparent. Her attitude at school isn't any different from usual, but that's just further proof of her resolve. There's no doubt she's doing as much research as she can elsewhere. And she's doing it all for my sake. I'd say that all the time she's spending at work lately was just a front for said research. Excuse me. But that'd be overthinking things. That's something she's been doing for a while now. Thanks for hearing me out, Naomi. I feel a bit better having talked to someone about this. I still don't know how I should approach this whole situation, but for now, I'll just focus on going about life as usual for a bit longer. Saying that, I get up off the bench. Or I try to, but Naomi stops me by grabbing my sleeve.
Can you wait for 5 more minutes? I've come to a personal conclusion myself.
A personal conclusion? She nods firmly in response.
I want to help you, Rinka. Things can continue like this. Oh, things can't continue like this. It may be somewhat selfish of me to say when I'm not the one in your shoes, but you need to face reality. You can't keep running from it.
Running from it? It's not that I'm struggling to make a choice, I'm simply avoiding it altogether. Naomi makes sure to be as frank as possible with her words, and they turn my entire world upside down. The reality that I've been running from, my responsibility to choose whether I'll live or die, finally sinks in. Before I know it, the sky has been dyed entirely in orange.
At the very least, I can help you gather information. I'll even be able to meet those participants face to face, since they don't know who I am. Most importantly, though, I can help share the burden you've been pressured with.
Naomi. Her words are filled to bursting with resolve.
There's nothing we can do to change the fact that it could come down to either you or Maharu making it through. But if you continue like this, things may never end. Oh, may even end before that.
That is true. Hey, Naomi? There's something that I've just realized myself. She turns to face me, waiting for my follow-up comment. Having the truth put in front of me like that makes me realize what I'm most afraid of. I'm terrified of what I have to do to make it through this. Not just Maharu, but I also have to eliminate others to ensure my own survival. Is my life even worth casting aside the lives of others for? I'm not too sure about that. I mean, I don't even know my own regret. I've seen the expressions of those who were mere moments away from being elected. I wouldn't describe them as sad, angry, or even accepting. They simply looked powerless in the face of what was about to happen. Those were the faces of people who died without being able to fulfill what they wanted out of life. Meanwhile, I'm not sure if I have that much invested into anything to begin with. That's why part of me feels like my life isn't worth being saved in exchange for theirs.
Is it not enough that people like myself and Miharu want you to live? I can't say for sure whether or not eliminating others for your own sake is the right thing to do. What I can say though is that I don't want you to die, no matter what. If the idea of committing that sin scares you, then at the very least, share half of that responsibility with me. No,
I think
no.
wait, I think that's supposed to be me.
You. That's up to you. That's meant to be you.
Yeah, Naomi, why would you go that far? Why'd you go this far? Why would she go this far for my sake?
Before everything was undone, you chose to prioritize my life over your own. That's the kind of person you are. But that's irrelevant now. I'm willing to go this far because it's for you, Winker. That's all there is to it. Huh, that's weird. Why do I want to cry now?
She turns her gaze towards the sky, desperately trying to fight back the tears that are ready to fall at any moment. It's a weird time to have thought like this, but I can't help but consider just how vast the sky truly is. Naomi has nothing but praise for the coffee I make. She's made me realize that I am avoiding reality. That, and a number of other important things. Promise me you won't do anything dangerous. The tears have started to stream down her face by the time I say that. I can't die from anything other than elimination during divine selection, but the same doesn't apply to you. Promise me you won't do anything that'll put you at risk. Unable to get the words out, she bites her lower lip and nods her head. That being said, allow me to formally ask you, Naomi, will you please help me get through divine selection?
There's no need for you to be so formal.
I extend my right hand to her, which she takes. Her nervousness melts away with the beaming smile she gives me afterwards. Her tear-stained cheeks serve as a nice contrast to that. You really are a crybaby, aren't you?
And you could do with learning when it's okay to cry.
You need to tease me. Her tears don't stop flowing, even though she's all smiles. Just then, an announcement comes that it's almost time for the park to close for the day. I take the opportunity to tell Naomi that I'll see her tomorrow, and I make my way home. When I get back, I open up Lionhouse for a bit. After messaging Naomi during break time, I decide to keep the store closed tomorrow so we can focus on gathering intel and organizing our thoughts. I figure hanging out the library would be a good idea since we'll have access to newspapers and the like. But considering I still don't know where to start, I decide it's best for us to meet up there first. You don't need to worry about keeping quiet there at least. I also make sure to ask Naomi not to tell anyone else about this. Part of me considers telling Mao at first since we're close friends, but considering she's known Miharu for far longer than Naomi, I decide it's best not to. It'll be far too much of a burden for her to bear. And the last thing I want is to ruin the relationship the three of us have right now. Thinking back on everything that's happened so far, I get ready to close shop for the day. Barely any customers have come around, so I only have to clean up a few things. I clean up those things, carry in the signboard and some plants from outside, and put out the trash. The door looks a bit dirty too, so I make sure to wipe it down. While I'm wiping it, I hear footsteps heading my way. I don't pay them much mind, considering it's not
rare for people to pass by at this time at night, but they stopped right in front of the store. Sorry, but we're closed for the... Thinking it the customer, I turn around to inform them that we're closed. But I stop mid-sentence when I see the woman whom the footsteps belong. The moment I stand up straight, she grabs me by the shoulders and pushes me against the door, then into the store. Who wants to be mysterious girl?
I promote Mel.
And you wanna voice this one?
Yes, as long as my mic is cooperating. Push talk wasn't working. So you're Shishimai Rinka?
Her words came out loud and rapid. Her voice sounds like her throat is ready to explode. My first impression makes her seem desperate, but I say she's more anxious than anything else. That's why her shouting actually helps me to approach the situation with heightened composure. Your numeral 8, I take it. Rather than answering her question, I opt to shoot one right back at her. I don't know her name, but I recognize the face. She's one of the people I've seen in the dream world. Composed as I may seem, it's not enough to keep my nerves calm. I feel myself working up a cold sweat. Even the most minor thing here could act as a hint for her, so I need to watch what I say.
Answer me.
She slams her hand on the door, closing the distance between us even more. And yet, I'm not afraid. Mainly because I keep in mind why she's so anxious in the first place. The only reason she's asking me is because she's not entirely sure that I am who she thinks she blah, 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 blah. Entirely sure that I am who she thinks I am. Meanwhile, numero 12 gained her name card from the woman he eliminated during the first round, if memory serves.
Answer me. I've got your card, so I know you're Shishimai Rinka.
I don't doubt that I'd be panicking if this was numeral 11 or 12 asking. The same dread I feel from competing with people like them that allows me to remain calm here and now. Compared to them, she looks like your average woman, slender and pretty. Although you can tell she looks overtired. There's no doubt she's been getting little sleep. She's wearing what I believe to be a shawl atop a hospital gown.
Tell me, what's your cause of death? What's your regret?
My silence makes her
What
all
the-
the more agitated. And I'm thinking, does she think I'm gonna just tell her that?
Was it suicide, an illness, school, love? Answer me.
You need to calm down. My patient starts to wear thin, which causes me to place my hands on her shoulders and shove her away from me. To push her a bit too hard, so she stumbles backward. Bonk. She falls and lands on the hard concrete. Oh, sorry.
Hurt!
I apologize without thinking. Showing sympathy to other participants, my enemies in other words, probably isn't the best idea. Are you okay? I asked, but received no answer. All she does is stare down at the ground and mutter something to her. Following that, she collapses under her own weight. Whoa, hey, are you alright? I need to call an ambulance.
No, I'm fine. So don't call an ambulance. I can get back myself.
Fine is the last thing that comes to mind when I look at you.
Just don't.
Her sentence trails off from there. Judging by her steady breathing, she seemed to have fallen asleep as opposed to having passed out. I spot the name of the hospital she was admitted to written on the hem of her gown. It's only a 10-minute walk from here. Fine. She doesn't want to get in an ambulance for whatever reason, but I can't just leave her here. Fortunately, she's rather light, so I have to give her a piggyback ride. This is tougher than I thought it'd be. After I lock the store up, I proceed to the hospital. So I wonder if she died from like an illness or something, right when when we all died, or something. When I arrive, the nurse I speak to showers me with praise. It's hardly surprising. I think most people would praise a high schooler who has obviously exhausted herself by carrying a patient all the way to a hospital in the middle of the night. The nurse wastes no time in taking her away, so I guess she really is a patient here. Thanks to this, I managed to learn her name as well. Kamebuchi Gecko?
Keiko.
Gecko.
Go like a gecko.
Okay.
She's always had a frail disposition. Things have gotten worse for her once she gave birth. Don't pry any deeper, but I doubt they would have told me much more. The only reason they told me as much as they did was to make sure I knew who it was that I helped out in the first place. Actually, didn't that give me a new card? Proctor mentioned that we'd obtained new cards when we discovered vital pieces of information in the real world. Ah, right, I need the book. Chances are I didn't get one because I didn't have it with me. Oh. I'm aware of its importance, but I tend to leave it behind since it's heavy. Either way, I shall leave considering visiting hours have long passed. Curious I am about Keiko, I make my way back home. So I return to my room and get ready for bed. I take a seat on the at the table on which my book rests. Well, this is new. Little bits of light are pouring out from between the book's pages. Needless to say, this is the first time I've seen this happen. In the real world, no less. I take a moment to prepare myself, and then I open it up. Whoa! The moment I do, the light begins to rise above the book itself. What's going on? All I can do is watch. It eventually congregates into one spot almost 2 feet above my table. It eventually molds itself back into a rectangular shape. Well, to be more specific, the shape of a card. Once the transformation is complete, the light dissipates. The card floats in midair for a brief moment before it quietly lays itself to rest atop the book. And this is how new cards are made. I can't hide my surprise over witnessing something like that happening in the real world. Something similar happened in the dream world, but it's a whole different experience when it happens in your own room. I pick up the newly formed card. It's exactly the same as the others I have, in terms of shape and make. The only difference is the contents written on it. Numeral 8. Name. Kamebuchi Keiko. As expected, it's Keiko's name card. That's all though. I still don't know her cause of death or regret. She was hospitalized after giving birth, right? In that case, it has to be related to that. The first ailment that comes to mind from childbirth is... ouch. My head starts to hurt all of a sudden. It doesn't take long for me to realize why either. It's because I just remembered how desperate Keiko looked. The way she was acting earlier proved that her regret ran deeper than I could comprehend. What I'm doing now is akin to walking all over that. The more I try to imagine the circumstances of her death, the worse the pounding in my head becomes. That's when I remember Naomi's proposition to shoulder the burden along with me. I'm not prepared to handle this alone quite yet. Today's done a good job of showing me just how weak I am. Rather than thinking about this anymore...
Full-grown woman on your back.
Hmm?
Never mind, carrying a full-grown woman on her back. Quite strong for that.
True. Even if she's like sick, that's so crazy because she carried her on her back for like a 10-minute walk.
Definitely weren't talking about the mental strength, right?
Yeah. Rather than thinking about this anymore, I turn my light off and choose to sleep instead. Beep beep. Beep. Yeah, I feel bad for Keiko. That's definitely...
Yo,
Mhm.
yo, Rennie.
Morning, Mal.
Yo.
Yo. I noticed Miharu getting ready for classes as usual when I arrive at school. Seeing her reminds me of the realization I came to yesterday, which prompts me to say something odd to Mao. Miharu is really strong-hearted, isn't she?
You think? I'd say it's the opposite.
Her voice and tone are lower than usual. Huh.
Anyway, let's get back to the daily grind.
Diddly grind. Gotta get on that grind set. She returns to her usual self right away, almost as if to avoid continuing on the topic. School was ended. I met up with Naomi before heading over to the library on our way back to the Lionhouse. Fortunately, the library is only 5 minutes from Lionhouse, and on the very same path I took to get to the hospital last night. I make sure to fill her in on what happened last night as we make our way there. Her first reaction is to express her concern about me. She crinkles her nose when I mention that Keiko seems to have a rougher go at life than I have, but then sighs in relief afterwards. Once at the library, we gather up some books regarding pregnancy. Part of me doesn't want to at first, since we'll be painting a rather dubious image of ourselves. Then again, this is the time to be worried about that. Having gotten what we needed, we next make our way back to Lionhouse and spread the books out on one of the tables.
Alright. Let's see whether or not we have any information regarding illnesses or complications that could be linked to the cause of her death. Oh my god, that's a fucking mouthful.
Yeah. Right. She announces the plan with seemingly little issue. I can tell she's forcing herself to act composed. Normal people like us shouldn't have any reason to investigate someone's death like this. It doesn't help that it feels like we're digging into someone's private life without consent. That's one of the reasons behind my headache last night. Not to mention that, in this case, it's about someone who's still alive. I pick up one of the books closest to me. Thinner than the card book, it's packed full of text. I probably shouldn't try my hand at a book like this when I know absolutely nothing about medicine. Thinking that, I pick up another one, only to reach the same conclusion. The only stuff I read other than manga are novels, so ideally there'll be something a bit more simpler among all these. As I think this over, it leads to me repeating the same scenario over and over in my mind.
I got X for you.
Huh?
Huh?
It's
Was that
just
good?
It's just an email notification on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Warcraft's down.
Now we got Warcraft on your phone?
You got games on your phone?
You got
on your
Warcraft
phone.
on your phone.
Interesting. I've actually got Fortnite on my phone. Because it was a challenge to play it and get some experience, and nonetheless.
I imagine Fortnite's probably very difficult to play on the phone.
Yeah. But Curly, actually, when he plays with me, he plays with his phone using a controller.
Oh, interesting. You can connect a controller?
It was, yeah.
There's some that like you can slide the phone into the controller.
Bluetooth.
Oh. Interesting. I didn't know that.
That's
super
how
cool.
he manages to play with me, and he gets wins. He gets kills.
Interesting.
But you can,
I
you can
mean,
definitely.
I doubt it's
definitely
much
play.
different if you're using an actual controller.
The only thing you could combat with using control on your phone is the connection time using Bluetooth is. Well, there's definitely input lag.
Yeah.
But
I guess if you just want to play on the go or something, or at like a friend's house or whatever, I guess that's a decent way to do it.
or Fortnite ends up crashing on your computer repeatedly, or your computer resets.
Hi, Gracie. Hi, hi. This is my turn on the visual novel.
Is it?
Greasy.
That's what Gracie says.
But is it?
What are we waiting for here?
I don't know. Who's mom in this scenario?
I have a thought.
Mate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah, this is my line. I'm stupid. What's wrong?
are you not well versed when it comes to books?
No, he's just sitting here watching us pick up a book, look at it a bit, and then put it down and then pick up the next one. He's just like, do you not read?
You didn't know how to read, right?
Surely she knows how to read. She's using the book in her hands to obscure her face from below the eyes, which are glued to me. Not really. I mean, aren't these a bit too difficult? What do you... The books.
You should have said so when we were at the library. I could have picked out ones that were simpler.
It makes it pretty clear that I left Naomi in charge of picking out which books I get. I figured that'd be best, considering she's a bit of a bookworm.
I take it you're not big on studying then?
I nod my head after a brief hesitation. I wouldn't say I'm bad at studying, but there's no point in putting up a front, especially when my grades tell a different story. I'll give it a shot though. Can't let you do all the work for my sake. I pick up another book and peruse the table of contents. Naomi hides part of her face behind her book again, but I can see how focused her eyes are on its contents. Two hours later, I feel my concentration vanish into thin air. Let's take a break. Naomi?
What is it?
Dang, your concentration level is off the charts. How about a quick break?
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
She closes
I
her...
could never concentrate like that. Holy fuck.
Yeah, she was locked in. She
I can
closes
zone out. But that's not focusing on anything usually.
True. She closes her book after I make my offer. I guess she's finished. Blah, 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 blah. I guess she finished reading that one too. Blah, 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 blah. Which makes a total of 3 so far. Well, I'm still stumbling through my first. The differences in reading speeds between someone who reads often and someone who doesn't is rather striking. Brew up some coffee for the both of us and bring it over to the table.
Healthy.
Coffee.
I do like a mamara coffee.
Thank you very much. I feel like this is the first time in a while that I've gotten to have some of your coffee.
You might be right. I spent so much time teaching her how to make coffee that I actually haven't had much opportunity to make some for her myself. It's always nice watching Naomi drink the coffee I make, considering how much she seems to enjoy it. So, managed to find anything worthwhile? I have picked up on something myself, in truth. But asking for Naomi's input first seemed like the best idea.
I did. First of all, it turns out that there's an extremely low mortality rate for women during childbirth.
I've been reading says the same thing. Based on a study from 2014, only 3 out of every 100,000 mothers died while giving birth. I'd assume Kit goes in her 20s or 30s. Even if it's the latter, there's only a 0.003% chance of it happening to her. For comparison's sake, a person is not much more likely to be involved in some sort of fatal traffic accident than that. This stuff actually caught my attention while reading because it will be relevant to me at some point in my future. Seems like Naomi read about the same study. You think we were revising test materials together or something? Doesn't the fact that there are so few cases make it easier for us to determine the cause, though?
I thought the same myself, but how much information do we need to be able to turn it into a card to begin with?
The cards that I have detail causes of death only say stuff like fire. So I assume you only need the general idea.
I see. You mentioned the process involves giving thoughts a tangible form, didn't you?
Yep, but it's not like I know how it actually works.
In that case, it's likely that you need to believe your thoughts for them to be considered for a tangible form.
Now the conversation's getting a bit complicated. I'll take a moment to mentally sort out.
That's
all
what I
my
was
info.
thinking.
Yeah, like what has been thoughts taking for? How do card make? The process behind
Formed?
what'd you say, Corey?
How is card formed?
How
Yeah.
how is
How
it-
is
how
card
is Babby
formed?
form?
How is baby formed?
Mhm. The process behind
Is that a thing?
yeah, that was a reference to
Yeah, to what?
so there is a
We'll
compilation
tell you
of
What?
you heard Yuki Soap. We'll tell you when you're older.
It is a reference to a 3,000-year-old meme in which is making fun of people making typos on Yahoo Answers, I believe.
Yes, I think it was Yahoo Answers.
Asking how to get pregnant, and is basically how is Babby formed? How is Babby formed? How a girl get pregnant?
Pregnant.
Let's see if I
Am
can find
I
it.
pargonant?
Oh, that? Oh, I think I've seen that. I just didn't remember that one. I remember the Briganante? That's the shit.
How is Babby
Briganante?
How girl get pregnant? They need to do weigh in stain
And
mother.
inject
Who
in
killed the babbies?
Yeah,
Because
I'll
these
show this on
babby
stream.
can't fricks back? It was on the news this morning. A mother in who had killed her 3 kids. They are taking the 3 babby back to New York to lady to rest. My Barry are with the father who lost his children. I am truly sorry for your lots.
How is Babby formed? I think there's like another one where it's like a compilation of things like that.
It might be something else that I'm thinking of. The one that's just like
Yeah,
all the different ways that pregnant said wrong.
I think that this one's it.
Am I pregnant? Am I pregnant? Am I pargant? Am I gregnant? Am I pegnate? Help? Is there a
Help?
possibility that I'm pegrant? Am I pregnant or am I okay? Could I be pregonate? How do I know if I'm prengan? Can I be pregnant? Can oo get pregante? Can oo bleed while oo are pergert? Can oo down a 20-foot water slide pegnat? How can I get my GF pregnant? What happened when get Perginat? How can a 9-year-old get pregnant? Will I get
Perginat.
pregnant? What is the best time to sex to become pregnant. Does anyone know how many teens get pregnant a year? Are these systems of being pregnant? Girlfriend ain't had periods since she got pregat. Is it possible having sex to a 8 months pregnant? If a woman has starch marks on her... Wait. If a woman has starch masks on her body, does that mean she has been pregnant before? Period, question mark. My circle is normal, but yet I still don't get pregnant. What can I use? Period, question mark. Has anybody got pregnant by just pre-cum while using birth control? Did most you women feel pregnant before find out? I am pregnant last 5 weeks, so can I start sex? Dangerous. Pregnant sex. Will it hurt baby top of his head? Me and my boyfriend are trying to get prefnat, and haven't took my birth control in 12 days? 38 plus 2 weeks? Pregnant?
Okay.
I think my dog is pregnant. Can I get bringed if he had a condom on? How long can Ugo being pregnant to get an abortion? I think I'm pregnant with my 14th child.
Huh?
Can you burn a Luigi board?
No, not that one. But yeah, I think there was something like that. The spider of Puss. Hi, Mushroom Girl. Hi. Yeah, that's another classic.
Hi, Mushy.
And mushroom.
Mushy.
Those spider have puss. The best ones too.
Process behind making, I guess I'll read while I wait for Shell to come back. The process behind making new cards involves giving information, thoughts rather, tangible form. Parka explained that much herself. How does one distinguish which piece of information is correct and turn that into a card then? I guess we'll give Soap a
We could take the ad break.
could do a little break here since we're almost at an hour 30 anyway, so we'll taking a little break here, everybody. I'm gonna run some ads so they don't pop up later, and then we'll keep on reading. Boop. There we go. And if anyone else needs to run to the bathroom or do something real quick, feel free to do it now.
I would go and get pregnant.
Pregnant.
Am I pregnant?
My favorite is
One of your favorites?
where mine is pregnant. What is the best time to sex to become pregnant? Interrupts pregnant sex would hurt baby top of his head.
Period, question mark.
It's important. It's important information.
Pregnant.
I'm back. This guy's still watching that?
We were just scrolling through the video and I was finding my favorites while we were waiting for you to come back.
Aye, Captain.
Captain?
Aye, Captain.
Captain O puns? Have you told your monthly pun yet?
I did while we were all playing Civ on Thursday.
What was it?
I forgot.
I forgot.
Oh my
I
god,
got
you
rated.
forgot the monthly fun?
Someone rated me and asked if I made puns, and then I quickly I used. I think it was one I used often. Like I think it was the I can't parrot when people ask me about puns. Like I can't.
Oh.
I can't do it on the spot. I need like I don't know.
A pear pun?
It's gotta. I gotta plan the puns, you know. I gotta plan it. What is Preggers?
Damn. What is Poggers?
What is Tyler 1 doing?
What is Tyler 1 doing?
Tyler 1 Preggers?
Tyler 1 Gregnan?
Is Tyler 1 pregnant?
I'm sorry, I should have explained it in simpler terms.
Alright. Ads are over. Oh, we are good tubers over. Is everyone else back?
I'm here. I never
Nah,
left.
I'm not.
Do. The hell?
Oh my god.
Basically, I'm curious about the circumstance around which a card is created. For example, would one be made if you happen to correctly guess the cause of death? Or regret while having a casual conversation with someone?
Yeah, that is
Yeah. She's asking all the right questions.
Like she knows.
We already have the answer though, so it's too late
yeah, we the
now.
audience know the answer, but they do.
I kind of wish they led with this. And then they answered it with the other characters, you know?
Yeah. I think that would have been a little bit cooler. But I guess I could see why they wanted to keep the whole story with the two characters like complete. That way they're not like hopping back and forth. I guess maybe because that technically happens before this conversation. So
Yeah. Or would you need to state the details loud and clear with certainty, like one would presenting evidence in a legal trial?
Ah, now I get what you mean. I cast my mind back to these past 2 weeks.
I guess what you mean.
Yes. I'm not the most chatty person,
my
but I've
God.
definitely had a good number of conversations during that time. I don't know what that the voice I'm doing is. Chances are I'm good. Chances are good that I discussed things related to relevant information. So with that logic, I should have some extra cards already. And yet yesterday was the first time I obtained a new card. In that case, it's probably the latter scenario that's required in order to make new cards.
I feel it's the latter myself. If the former the case, one would likely read through an entire dictionary and hit upon everyone's cause of death and regret.
That doesn't sound very thrilling.
I'm sure people would resort to such a method when they know their lives are on the line.
That serves to remind me how desperate Keko looked. I could tell that she had a specific force driving her, knowing that chances are high that she'd read through all the kinds of stuff it meant possibly attaining more cards.
It's the same reason behind why you can't obtain a card detailing your own cause of death, I believe. We need something more concrete than your hazy memory of my dream.
So in the end, it's
Can you
all
get your own cards?
I think she got her. I forgot exactly which cards we got, but I think we have either her own cause of death or Miharu's cause of death, which is no, not Miharu's cause of death. Freaking someone. I think she has her own, if
I recall correctly. So in the end, it's all up to me remembering the exact details of what happened that. I can't see myself doing that today, at least. The fact that it's yet to come back to me probably means I need something specific to trigger my memories. I push those thoughts away, and now I'm back at the topic at hand.
Well, this is my personal conjecture, but it seems that blood loss is the most common cause of death during pregnancy, meaning the same would apply to Keiko.
Knowing that's not enough, is it? Enough though, is it? I need to understand the precise details that led to its occurrence in the first place. The lack of any new car materializing proves that.
Books alone probably won't give us all the answers then.
How about I pay her a visit? Then again, I'd probably get kicked out first. I'm well aware of how much my hair causes me to stand out. Oh.
What is it?
I think we should take a break, but this hardly counts as one, huh? I gotta hand to you. You really are reliable when it counts.
Glad to hear it.
I say that, but I can tell she's pushing herself pretty hard. It's clear from the way she's speaking that she's more nervous than usual. The same goes for me as well. There's no way we could have a happy chat about someone's cause of death. However, I'm not getting a headache like when I try to do this on my own. Her being here to shoulder part of that burden really makes things easier to bear. Now the issue is how we go about digging deeper.
Oh, I forgot that I brought some sweets with me. I didn't make these myself though.
Saying that, she produces some chocolate, which I happily partake of. The sweet sensation that spreads throughout my body is almost enough to make me shiver with joy.
Chocolate!
Chocolate's so good.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Really can't.
Fish au chocolate.
Can't really beat a good dose of sugar.
Then do you say that it's good for your brain? My mom always brings me some when I'm studying.
What is it?
I just realized a really simple solution. If we want accurate info, then I should go speak with her family.
Isn't that
That's
a bit
so fucked!
Yeah.
Ah!
I mean,
know.
she wants to save her friend's life.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like thinking about it, like this whole
Oh
situation
yeah,
is
it's
just
so
fucked.
so fucked. I mean, there's a reason why people were looking at Parka and like, you are a sadistic piece of shit, aren't you?
It is super duper
Like,
horrible and awkward.
You
like,
have to go fucking talk to their family so that you can kill them? Like, what? Ah!
Not
And then
personally,
the family's like technically kind of at cause then, and it's like... ooh.
Well, but after they're dead, they'll never know, and like they were never involved, and the person just died in childbirth.
But yeah, that's still awful.
Yeah. And like the thing is, like, they can't. There's no like easy route of like just killing the other contestants, right? Like you have to put in like the work of like looking up other people and finding information about them. You can't just like
Yeah.
hire an assassin or whatever. So yeah, this is pretty awful. Isn't that a bit dangerous?
Good reason.
Risky, sure, but there's a lower chance of me being caught than you. I'll make sure to go in plain clothes, since you carried Keiko to the hospital in your school uniform.
You know, now that earlier she was saying that her hair is really recognizable, she should probably like dye her hair or something. Maybe.
It will probably change in the dream. So, you know.
Yeah, but like, then why not just? Yeah, why not just dye her hair after every
Also,
divine
isn't
selection?
Naomi's also noticeable? I feel like fucking. What is that? Magenta? What color hair would you say that is?
I would say
Pink?
that's redheaded. Or I mean, it's
But, like,
anime,
that's-
so I don't know.
Feel like that's noticeable.
Yeah, but I guess Naomi isn't part of the. Wouldn't she have asked them not to reveal anything about her?
I'm fairly certain an adult like her would have reservations about bringing up the dream world to others. If anything, she'd advise them to keep quiet without giving any specifics.
She has a point. I had no issues telling her everything, but there's no way I'd tell one of our teachers, for example. I'd probably be fine with telling my grand, but definitely not my parents if they were around. That goes double if I were Keko's age.
I promise I won't do anything too dangerous, so please leave this to me.
I'm more worried about your acting skills.
Ah! Oh, please don't be so blunt.
He once again tucks her face behind a book, but then pops part of it back out to speak to me after a moment.
I'll do my best though, especially when it's for your sake.
You really are reliable, aren't you?
As for when I should go, I'd say the weekend is my best bet.
How so?
Her family is likely to visit at night during the week. In fact, they might not even be able to visit at all if it gets too late. Meanwhile, her husband at the very least should stop by during the weekend. I'm best off doing this as soon as possible, so I'll aim for this Saturday.
Got it. I'm coming with you though. I'll hide somewhere nearby so you can scream if anything happens, and I'll come get you. He nods her head in response, understanding that I won't back down. We tried to discuss other possibilities regarding her death after that, but it basically turned into a study session about pregnancy. After walking now into the train station, I make my way back to the Linehouse. Now have a plan, and we now know how Babby is formed. I have to admit, I'm surprised by just how fruitful our efforts today have been. It goes to show how little I've been thinking about divine selection before talking to Naomi about it. It's gotten me to question my own life. I still can't say for sure whether or not it's right of me to want to survive. However, I can say with certainty that I don't want to leave my friends and family upset over my death. That's enough motivation for now. I'm sure Keko has some resolve pushing her forward. In fact, hers is probably stronger considering she has a child. I was told that I lost my parents in an accident almost immediately after I was born, so I'm not too sure what it's like to experience the warmth and love parents can provide. The only thing I have to go on is when my gram spoke to me about my mom. Her expression shows an entirely different kind of love from that she holds for her granddaughter. Okay, enough thinking for one day. The more I consider Keiko or her situation, the more empathy I feel for her. Which makes me think of her even more. What I should be doing right now is casting my emotions aside and gathering as much info on her as possible. Even Naomi is pushing herself to do what she can for my sake. The last thing I want to do is to let that go to waste. My priority right now should be to get some rest. Thus, I crawl into bed and close my eyes.
Did Type selection already?
Nope, not yet. I think we
Nope.
still got a few more days for that. After school, Naomi and I come back to Lionhouse together again. Kiko never approached me again after that one night. He probably realized that I now know her name.
Right, I assume she's aware of the potential risk in approaching you again. Thanks to that, too.
Let's do this. After I ensure my book is in my bag, I guide Naomi to the hospital. By the time we reach the lounge, I realize that I never did ask Naomi how she plans on approaching Kiko's family. Even without me there, it doesn't change the fact that she's just a random high schooler to them. I highly doubt that they'll be willing to share private information with a stranger like that. Fortunately, the lounge is on the same floor as Kiko's room, so I'll be able to hear Naomi scream should anything go wrong while I wait. She isn't quite as clumsy and shy in front of me anymore, but this is Naomi we're talking about. I can't help but worry about her. I know that she said she'd do her best for my sake, so I'll trust her. After some time has passed, a man in his late 30s passes by me. I assume it's Kiko's husband and try to avoid eye contact. I move my gaze to look outside the window, waiting for his footsteps to fade.
Oh, why would she say the name? They should have different names when they're walking around in a place that's near that lady, right?
Yeah, they probably should, but I guess they didn't think about that at all.
Rinka.
Ah, you startled me. Being approached from behind like that caused me to yelp, but no one seems to pay me much mind. Naomi's voice sounds somewhat gloomy. Welcome back. How'd it go?
My heart's about to explode for one. As for actual information, most of what I learned will only help us narrow down the possible causes.
You didn't learn anything specific?
Right. It seems like she's always had a frail disposition, but no particular diseases to speak of. However, she's been entering preterm labor on a consistent basis, which eventually led to the premature birth via emergency C-section.
Right, Captain.
Huh?
I heard, I think from Koi's mic, the I Captain.
The child had to be admitted afterwards, so both of them have been in the hospital for close to 3 weeks now.
That overlaps with the timing of divine selection.
Oh, shit. Okay, so it has to be during childbirth. Not during childbirth. Or maybe, like, they undid it, but then they're, like, still in the hospital?
Maybe it happened shortly after the baby was born. He passed.
I wouldn't get a single card. I would always be doubting everything I ever say. Fuck, that's horrible.
Yeah. Books we were reading yesterday mentioned preterm labor and premature birth. Premature birth is when the baby is born before the expected date, and preterm labor is when you enter the first stage of labor earlier than you should. The mother suffers from constant pain and bleeding during this, so she has to be kept as idle and relaxed as possible. I guess things took a turn for the worse, which led to her needing a C-section. How did you manage to get that much out of them in the first place?
Hang on. I'll be back. Sorry.
It's fine, so no worries. Dang, Naomi telling a little white lie. Dang.
I was
Yeah,
wondering where the fuck I was smelling burning. Someone's cutting tiles outside near my fucking room. Oh my god. I was like, that's not good. Burning is not something I want to smell.
Mhm.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing.
Okay, good. Yeah,
It's just tiles being cut, it's just tiles being cut.
wait, tiles
Fucking
being
hell.
cut smell like burning?
Yeah, it seems a bit odd.
You know when you like cut things, it causes a lot of friction, and,
the friction
and
causes
they
this
cut.
burning.
Yeah.
Mm.
You never seen tiles be cut and see like sparks fly out and shit? Have you ever seen tiles be cut?
I haven't, no.
Okay.
The if it's a metal disc being used to cut the tile, yeah, it could be
Yeah, it is.
the burning smell.
Yeah, it 100% is. I was worried something was on fire for a second. I was like, oh god, I should really check that out in my head.
Yeah. No, but it isn't. Sorry, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially
Alright.
not involving Maharu
Anyway.
much with this, because Maharu isn't asking to like help out Rinka much. Well, I guess she has.
Well, you didn't go with any of Maharu's things, did you?
I think we split 50-50.
No, I
If
think
I
it was
remember-
like. No, it was like 2 with Naomi and 1 with Maharu, I think.
Okay, well then that
I
probably
think
explains it.
it wasn't 50-50, but you know. I think the major decision that you made was the one where you said who you wanted to hang out with, and that one probably like determined it mostly.
Gotcha.
Well, wasn't the theme park Miharu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think.
why I think we were 50-50, because we chose to hang out with Maharu at the
Okay,
theme park.
yeah, no.
We chose to ask her to hang out with us at another point, but then she said she had to work.
Yeah.
And then
And there was one more thing that was Naomi. I don't remember what that one was though.
yeah. I wonder how much of this is just descriptive no matter what, or how much of this is based off our choices. I don't know. Here's
Yeah, I don't know then.
no.
It's hard to be sure. Be sure.
I told a little white lie. Oh shit! She's gonna be condemned to hell now. Fuck.
Is that your biggest worry? So
A white lie? That's devastating. You can't tell white lies.
really,
Yeah, 100%.
and not. I mean, does Naomi helping out Rinka tech kind of quote unquote kill people? Doesn't that also like?
No, that's
You know-
fine.
Oh, okay.
Lying? Even white lies? No.
Damn. Well, surely Naomi thinks it's worth it to help Rinka. In the end, I guess. Her tone is more hushed than usual. That's probably why she seemed a bit gloomy afterwards.
I told them that I noticed her whenever I'd come to visit my friend and who had been hospitalized. I said I was worried about her, but it felt it would be rude to ask about her situation directly, and directly. I also said I would bring her some flowers soon. That eventually led to them telling me what I told you.
Naomi. It looks like she's ready to cry. She pried information from Keko's family for the express purpose of eliminating her. Knowing how kind of a person she is, there's no doubt she's beating herself up over it. All I can do is grit my teeth. She did this for my sake, so I can't just give some half-hearted consultation. It may be too risky to discuss things further here. We make our way back to Lionhouse. We just dive right into discussing her cause of death upon our return. I wouldn't call it a bright conversation. Hardly surprising, but both of us make sure not to comment on it. I read yesterday that premature births and C-sections place a significant strain on the mother as well. She might not have any notable diseases, but I still had a frail disposition. Put two and two together and... blood loss seems most likely. Book doesn't react. Can't tell if it's because I'm wrong, or if it's because I'm not going through the proper process with the correct information. I'm pretty confident in that conclusion after discussing things with Naomi, too.
No reaction. Lightweight, no reaction. Wait, is it lightweight? No, light work. Light work, no reaction. Light work, no reaction. No reaction. Does that mean we're wrong then?
I'm fairly certain her family would have been around the bush if she had a specific condition, though. The fact that they didn't mean she really doesn't. I grabbed some of the books we checked out of the library and make sure we haven't missed anything. Naomi does the same. I end up coming across something relevant quicker than I expected. This might be it. I point to a page detailing one of the leading causes of death during childbirth. A brain hemorrhage. It's described as being caused by an artery in the brain bursting, which leads to internal bleeding in the surrounding area. Not only does it impact our senses and consciousness, but it can lead to death should a tumor become big enough to put significant stress on the blood brainstem. The reason this can kill you is that the brainstem regulates the central nervous system, making it one of the most vital parts of your body. Most cases of death during childbirth can typically be traced back to this.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Oh, it started shining.
Wait, really? I can't see anything.
So
She looks like a
wait.
crazy person.
So deducing the cause of death, not like actually having it confirmed by outside forces is enough.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But that does kind of mean that if you just kind of guessed a lot of things, then
Well, you have to have a vague idea of something that's plausible. You can't just guess without.
But if
any
you're like
plausibility,
good at talking
otherwise you
yourself
won't.
into options and exploring things, then like it just kind of seems like you could stumble into that.
Yeah. I wonder
know.
if you could just read off a list of causes of death for people and then just get everyone's answer.
No,
or
I don't
if
think you
have
can. You'd have to have like some reason, I think, to believe that's possible.
Yeah, I
Like-
think that's what we
I
found
choose
out.
to believe that, yeah, that you have to have a valid reasoning.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be that you're 100% confident, but you have to have some sort of reasoning behind why you believe that. Because, like, then if someone goes, well, they could just randomly be in a bomb thing, they'd be like, well, okay, everyone could randomly be exposed to a bomb, you know? Like, maybe it's more like, oh, this person, how would you even do that? Well, this person goes on, like, trains, and that's commonplace for terrorist attacks, so I guess maybe it happens there. And then it's like, oh, yes, it was a terrorist attack on a plane, on a train.
Train.
Get on
So
the
cool.
train.
I'm only home.
What?
Where's the soundboard of that? In this homie Discord, we've been a lot of times. Shizuka will
I can't go to Yemen. I'm an analyst. Get on the plane. I'm on a Uber.
that one.
It's in 7 TV.
Oh,
It is?
I can't go to Yemen.
Ish. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have it too. Okay. Yeah, that's what we were referencing. So, my book starts to shine almost immediately after I come across that information. Now I doesn't seem to be able to see it, so I explain what it does when you successfully turn information into a card. The light congregates once again, and it gives birth to a new card.
So it gives birth to a new card?
Oh, there it is. Gives birth?
How can book get pregnant? I guess she can see the card itself and what's written on it, though. Just like the others I possess. So she can see the book, she can see the card, but not when it, like, glows and makes a new one. Interesting.
It's a different rule.
Yeah, that's a
She can't
very,
see the
like...
magic card flying up, but, like, she could see the card.
I assume it's got something to do with the fact that giving them a physical form means their existence becomes reality. I place the card on the table so that she can read it. Written on it is numeral 8th cause of death, a brain hemorrhage. This is it, huh? This killed her. She gave birth to her child, only to die of a brain hemorrhage. The fact
Her
that her
regret would be
child...
not being able to raise her child. Like what?
Dude, that could be could easily be her.
Does it need to be a regret before their death, or does it need to be a regret of, like, that they would have now that they've come back and they know they're going to die? Like,
I would assume before, but it hasn't specified.
my assumption would be now that they're back, it's the one thing they'd regret should they be eliminated.
Maybe. Excuse me. The fact
What
that
if
her...
someone, like, legitimately didn't have any regrets?
What'd you say?
I don't think such a
What if
person
someone-
exists.
Yeah.
I think there's probably some person who doesn't have any, unless, like, they have, like, a tiny regret that's like, oh,
No
I actually said this one
regrets.
thing, it was a little awkward. But,
It
like,
would be their
still,
greatest
you know.
regret, even if it's
Yeah, but
tiny.
does that count?
Maybe just
It should.
fumbling... Yeah, just fumbling the
I
bag
don't
and
know. It
talking
feels
to
like they
someone.
should all be meaningful, but I guess so. But then no
I mean,
one would
was the
ever
dog-
guess that shit.
I mean, like, it's sad as it is. Was the dog really meaningful? Like, you
Yeah.
just regretted not having a dog.
Wanting to raise a dog, I feel like is somewhat
Not a-
meaningful. I mean, it's not like that's like a proper regret. I still would think that's a proper regret. But like saying like, oh, I regret saying one thing like 2 years ago where I like made myself sound stupid. I don't know.
That would be really
That's-
funny, actually.
That's
I
like,
embarrassed
And
myself.
so impossible for the other contestants.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck would anyone guess that shit?
Imagine if it was
That's
just
like all the-
I fumbled at like a job interview or something. Like I fumbled at my dream job or something, so I had to work like a minimum wage place. or
Well,
something.
okay, no.
Well, that would be
Losing out the chance on their dream job sounds like a reasonable regret. I was thinking the other. I fucking hate it. Do you ever have those like those times where you like remember like one dumb thing you said and you're like, fuck. People don't still remember that shit, right? Like, oh my god, I would look like a fucking idiot when I said that.
Oh
when
yeah.
I did that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But like, no one probably knows, right? No one probably remembers it, but like, you're just like, fuck. That was so
Yeah.
dumb and so embarrassing. And you
And
get
that-
the like embarrassment again because you're fucking remembering it. Like, fuck.
Imagine if that was their regret and like they just had to ask like a friend of that person who they went to school with, like, hey, did this person say anything like really dumb or cringy while
Yeah, no,
while we went to
I
school
wonder.
together?
I wonder if there is people with like pretty much no regrets, and like, would that regret like count? Would that be like a reasonable regret to like have on the thing?
Sure.
But if it's also like, you know, if it's like, what's it called?
Aye, Captain.
If
Hi, Captain.
it's when they died, if it's like a regret for after they died, could it just be like they regretted to like do something that they were like planning on doing like later? Like, could it be like, oh, I was in uni and I didn't end up getting like finishing uni and getting the degree, so the regret is like finishing uni because like they know that they're not going to because they're gonna die. Like, what is? I need to know. I need to know.
I guess we'll have
I'm
to keep
sure
on
they'll
reading
just
and
talk
see.
about it soon.
Yeah. Alright, the fact that our child's in the hospital means that the birth wasn't undone at the beginning of divine selection. In that case, it might be safe to assume that Keko didn't die during the process, but sometime after. That's what I was thinking. I can't say I feel pleased over having made some progress, in all honesty. I can actually say I feel worse now, having learned the circumstances behind her death. Say Naomi probably feels the same. I called it. Naomi likely feels the same way. I don't think there's any other way to explain the complex facial expression she's making right now. I have to be the one to break this awkward silence. We should find out her regret while we're at it. I noticed that I stopped referring to her by name. The worst thing I can do is let myself feel any attachment to her. I know for a fact that I'll regret things later down the line if I do. This is what happens when you let the circumstances behind someone's death. Well, there's no arguing what that's related to her child, at least. Is she worried about its future? The book doesn't react. Playing the guessing game won't get us anywhere.
I agree. We should make our way back to the hospital.
To the hospital we go? Somehow we make it all the way over there without considering the notion that there's no way they'll let strangers in to see the newborns. You, show me the babies. Neither of us are too surprised, though.
Sorry, part of me realized this would happen, but
We might need to go about this another way.
what is looking at the baby gonna do? Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they're.
It's a fucking baby.
She grabbed the baby. She get, tell us your mom's regret. What is her regret?
What does
But
your
you
mother
say the
regret?
next round is tomorrow night, isn't it? If we miss our opportunity, then it's likely that both her and the other participant will be working even harder to find out more information. We should do as much as we can now.
I know you're right, but I get where she's coming from. None of the other participants have approached me so far, so right now I'm best off focusing on her, both in terms of efficiency and to prevent my own info from being dug up. It's 7 p.m, so visiting hours will end in an hour. We won't be able to stick around much longer. I honestly have no idea what else we could try.
I'll speak with her personally. He may suspect me, but I'll do what I can do to pass myself off as someone else.
She tells me she tells me to wait here as she gets up, ready to run off. I try to stop her, but all I do is cause her to trip over her own feet. Bong. Sorry. Fortunately, the fall brings her back to her senses. I tend to act impulsively, and looks like Naomi's the same way. In fact, she might even be worse than me. Especially when you consider how quickly she made her decision, both in regards to helping me out and learning how to brew coffee.
Thanks to you for the sub.
Hey, thank you for the resub. Thank you. How are we doing, good Jake? We're doing a little bit of your revision already at the moment.
Declare. Yo.
You two do realize you're in a hospital, don't you?
I am free. Just got home. Hey, let's go, Jake. Let's go. Were you busy at work for a while?
Be any good worlds?
Any good Weldon? I feel a chill run down my spine the moment I hear that voice. Oh, buddy, we did all the welds. Oof.
Whoa.
I am kneeling down to give Naomi a hand, so I stare upward into her face. You're... Mwah. Kambo Shikeko, the very person we spent the past few days investigating as much as possible. Why is she even here in the first place? We even made sure to discuss things on a different floor from the one her room's on.
This works for me, though. I was in the middle of looking for you, Shishimai Rinka.
The tone of her voice is chilling, but her saying my full name out loud makes it ice cold. I step forward in an attempt to keep Naomi from her line of sight, but there's no way she hasn't noticed her.
Your little friend seems to have had a lovely discussion with my husband. It must be nice having someone to cooperate with you.
Does he tell me if she today? Maybe. Some of us were thinking of doing it. I don't know. I may chill out. I'm still trying to rest up. This week has been very busy at work, so I may just chill out. And they haven't seen you there for like a year. Yeah, I know. It's... I need to
Gotta
stop.
hold the controllers and stand up. I mean, I say that like lightly, but I don't mean it lightly for you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Desktop is still a bit of a pain in the butt though, because the way I play desktop is I use a controller, with one hand and then the mouse with the other, so I can like move around and stuff. But it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. Yeah. I use half controller, half mouse. Sometimes I'll even put it down at my feet and I'll just use my foot to like use the controller, like move around and stuff while I look with the hand.
Oh, I love puns foot controls.
Yeah.
But your feet have been hurting you. Does that make it harder to do that?
Yeah, I've been trying to rest them a bit. For some reason, like the part of my feet, part of my, like below my knee, whatever, like muscle was like below that or like areas below that was hurting a little bit on my right foot, and that's why on my right leg, and that's why I canceled streaming today. Yeah. If I had like a graph or like a visual of like the body, I'd show you, but yeah, I'm trying to take it easy. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. But I think they're feeling a little bit better over time. You see StarCraft Maker with the controller and mouse combo? Oh my god, that would be terrible. Oh, that would be so bad. Insane marine splits. Oh no. I tried playing StarCraft with the controller. I don't even know if you can. It might be able to remap the buttons and stuff, but I don't know. Also, hi LT, hi. Thank you for the headpad, LT. Yeah, but
Capsite 2611.
LT, thank you for the resub. Thank you. 22 months, Jesus. 23 months for Tig, 22 for LT. Jesus Christ. I can't believe it's been almost 2 years of streaming already.
Time just goes.
I just lost the N64. It looked terrible. Oh yeah, it was apparently like really laggy and stuff too. Absolutely unplayable. I can't find an appropriate response. Much like our first meeting, I risk putting myself in danger if I say anything without thinking first. This is Union.
Whoopsie. There's no need to panic, Rinka. I just want to discuss things with you.
Discuss things? There's no doubt that the discussion will be regarding divine selection. Yes, we got a very nice little crew here today. A few moments later, I nod my head.
You may leave. I'm only interested in Rinka.
Don't worry, if she just wants to talk, then that's fine. I nod reassuringly to Naomi, who looks worried sick over the situation.
Do try to kill them. Wait, did they say what happens if you like went to like stab them with a knife or something?
They said that like you can't kill them, so I assume either they just can't die or it just heals up quickly or something.
Yeah, right.
Because they were able to beat up that guy that they eliminated.
Yeah.
And he was in pain from being hit by her, but like you can't kill them, I guess.
Even so, be careful. Yeah.
I already said there's no need to panic. I'm not here to hurt her. I just want to talk. How about we go to the lounge upstairs? It should be rather empty at this time, and I'd much rather not discuss things in my room where other patients are around. As for your little friend, she can wait right here. I'd hate for her to try and eavesdrop.
I follow her after that, leaving Naomi, who looks as worried as ever, behind. Once we reach the lounge, she directs me to take a seat and walks off. Returns shortly thereafter, a can of coffee and a bottle of water in her hands.
Here, take it.
I accept the coffee, unable to hide my surprise. There must have been a vending machine close by. But should I really take this when she's technically an enemy?
Don't worry, it isn't poisoned. We might be in a pretty unbelievable situation right now, but that doesn't change the fact that those kinds of substances are rather difficult to come by.
I guess you could theoretically poison someone and then like take them somewhere and then like torture them for information
serum.
or whatever. That too. That's not what I...
Relax, I understand. I was rather frantic during our first meeting. I must have frightened you.
Hearing that admission from her, I take a sip of my coffee.
Quite the gutsy one, aren't you? I figured you were just working part-time at that cafe, but you actually live there, don't you? On the second floor, I believe.
I don't answer. Nor do I question how she knows. That's an easy conclusion to come to when you know both my name and Lionhouse.
Was coffee the right choice, by the way? I figured you'd like it, all things considered.
I do. Still, I can't bring myself to thank her for it. She seemed to have expected as much, since she gives me a slight grin before taking a drink of her water.
First of all, allow me to apologize. I was in a panic back then because I only knew your name, not to mention the fact that the man in the dream world got a hold of mine while I could do nothing but sit in this hospital.
Are you not doing well?
Is that your sly attempt to learn my cause of death?
She stares me right in the eye. Clear to me that there's several more layers to her when she's calm. This is what an adult looks like.
Well, it's likely that you've already learned it by now. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so focused on my regret, considering that's the hardest piece of info for any of us to get our hands on.
You listening the whole time?
Oh, and here I was thinking you'd noticed me doing so at some point.
We should have gone back to Lionhouse first. Just because there were plenty of people here during visiting hour doesn't guarantee that we wouldn't be caught.
Either way, I'm not here to try and scare you, so let's drop that subject. My main intention is to propose that we both stop digging up info on one another.
What's that supposed to mean?
Exactly how it sounds. You give up on your little information hunt, and I give up on mine. In other words, a ceasefire of sorts.
Like you said, I know both your name and your cause of death.
Yes, and I happen to know the exact same details regarding you, so we're currently on an even playing field. That makes my proposal all the more appealing, no?
You know my cause of death? Surprise spills out when she reveals her hand. When exactly did you find that out? I never got the impression that she was doing any digging into my life. I even tried looking up that fire broke out on the train, but the event itself had been undone. In that case, she's either had that card from the beginning, or she heard my discussion with Naomi at the park. So I made sure to check there wasn't anyone close enough to overhear us when we were there. Wiretapping maybe? No, that tech is about as hard for someone in her situation to get her hands on as the poison she joked about earlier. The wind's pretty strong at park, so you need high-spec stuff to counteract all the interference as well. That leaves the former then. Still, I find it hard to believe that she'd just conveniently end up with 2 of my cards out of the total 36.
Don't forget that I can
hard.
easily spread your info amongst the other participants, or even use it as a bargaining tool. That goes for the man who knows my name, too.
It's pretty unlikely.
We don't even know her regret. I mean, it's unlikely, but someone's bound to have 2 of someone's card, you know?
That would be
Like, with
typical
12
to have one
participants?
person's card.
I don't know. I feel like out of 12 participants, it's like fairly
think of it
certain
this way,
that
so
one person has 2 of someone's card.
you would have to roll a 1 in 36 chance and then a 1 in 35 chance sequentially, and that is very, very hard.
Just 36 times 35.
That's 1 divided by 36 times 1 divided by 35.
Yeah.
And that's 0.001. So yeah, less than 1%.
Is it though? Is that?
Less
I
than
don't know.
1%.
I feel like it's
0.1%. Very unlikely.
okay. Actually, no. 3 in 36, and then 2 in 35. Actually, let's get the math right.
Okay, no, you're okay. No, fair.
Actually,
fair.
it's 2 and 35, it's 3 and
That's what I just said.
35, and 2 and 34.
No,
Because you're assuming,
actually, no. Yeah, you already know your own card. You already have your own cards, right? You
well,
can't.
you're assuming you start with 1, so you're trying to, or sorry, 2 of this. Never mind. I'm dumb. Never mind.
Oh yeah, so it's not even 36 because there's already like 3 cards that you don't need to worry about because they're your cards, you know.
Yeah, times 2 and... Okay, so it's 3 divided by 33 times 2 divided by 32.
So it's not that rare. I mean, I feel like it can happen, you know. I mean, it's not a 1 in 12, but you know,
It
can happen.
0.5%. So again,
It's
really
possible.
possible, but unlikely.
Soap's just a believer.
I am a believer.
He really is worried about numeral 12, huh? Not that I blame her. He isn't the type of person you'd encounter normally. Meanwhile, she looks more confident than ever. But something feels off. That's all I can think as I stare at her. Are you, excuse me, telling me the truth? Rinka, she's not just gonna be like, no, I was lying. Teehee.
Is there any reason for me to lie in a situation like this?
Yes?
Yes. Absolutely there is.
If you're that concerned, then I can show you my cards if you'd like. Of course, you'd need to show me yours in exchange. Trust is of the essence here, so I need you to...
Sorry, I refuse.
Huh?
I say it loud and clear. Not just to settle my own nerves, but to make sure I establish some leverage of my own. You asked for my cause of death when we first met, so it's safe to assume that your starting cards didn't include that info. And I find it hard to believe that you could figure it out between then and now. Not to mention, I'm still fuzzy on the details of my own death. Even if she did manage to listen in on my conversation with Naomi,
There are too many unknown factors for her to get a card out of just that.
I got a hold of it through channels you're not aware of.
Liar. What sort of channels,
Oh, just chalk it up to an adult's resourcefulness.
I detect a slight hint of panic in her tone. It's enough to convince me. It also serves to kill any sense of sympathy I've been holding for her. You sit there and talk about trusting each other while you're blatantly lying it to my face.
I'm not, I swear I know. I know how you died.
I stand up and look down at her. Her eyes blast wide open as she stares back up at me.
It was suicide, right? Wait, no. An accident?
Sorry, but we're done here. I would have considered your proposal had you been telling the truth, but you just had to go and lie. I'm not kidding. Her attempt to gain my trust despite lying to me has drained every ounce of sympathy I had for her. I no longer care about the things I've imagined about her life learning how she died.
Wait, please don't go.
Her voice is full of angst as she tries to stop me. I don't even bother to respond, opting instead to make my way back to Naomi.
I want to live. I need to make it through this. I even tried lying to a kid, and yet, at this rate, Our
ages are irrelevant. She finally irritates me enough to prompt me to shout at her. At the same time, I feel my eyes starting to burn for some reason. This is goodbye. I stop not too far from where we were sitting. I'm supposed to be done with her, and yet I can't help but worry. It doesn't take long for me to realize why. Her exasperated claim about wanting to live was, without a doubt, the truth. And it really was risky. I was pretty close to agreeing with her proposal. But our ages are irrelevant. I guess I'm just weak towards people who are pouring their heart out. Jesus. After taking a moment to gather myself.
Who are poor?
After taking a moment to gather myself, I go back to where Naomi has been waiting.
Her regret is 100% not being able to like raise a child. That has to be it.
Oh yeah, I bet. Huh?
Like,
Naomi? She isn't there when I get back. I decide to wait, figuring she'll be back soon. Little do I expect that decision to lead to the most terrifying situation I've been in yet. I believe this was Boy's character?
I recognize you.
My entire body freezes up the moment I see him. Tall, dark-skinned, and positively ripped. You can almost see his muscles trying to break out of his clothes. He's one of the few people you could describe as being built like a tank, with no exaggeration. But even more terrifying than his build are those stone-cold eyes. I've seen him twice before in my dream world. Seeing him here in the real world drills home just how irregular a man like this is. Numeral 12. The man responsible for Divine Selection's first elimination. And the man in possession of numeral 8's name card.
You'll be my target later down the line. But for now, I have no business with you.
He passes right by me, heading in the direction from which I came.
Harry.
Yowie. Just being in his presence made me feel like I was drowning. I must have been taking fewer breaths than usual or something. The realization that I'll need to gather information on him is almost makes me want to give up right here and now.
Oh, sorry. My mom called me, so What's wrong?
Then we just happen to return right as he leaves. I am so glad we came here together. Just hearing her voice makes me realize that I can't just roll over. I give her a quick rundown of what happened.
If he doesn't have any business with you, then that must mean
He has her name card, so he must be aiming for her. Wait here. I'll follow him. Naomi stops me as I try to go.
Why would you follow him? You've got no reason to.
You're right, but I mean, you might be able to learn. Maybe he's able to get the cause of death out of her, and then Rin can learn it as well. And not cause of death, regret. I mean, I can't help but remember her pain expression, her desperate voice. I can't sit here and do nothing. Stay put. If anything happens, I'll get in touch. Be ready to contact the police.
Rinka.
Da police.
The police.
The police.
Alright, band.
She lets go, almost as if she's lost all the strength in her arm. I sprint away before she can say anything else to stop me. It takes a few minutes to get her out of her room. Rather, it takes a few minutes to try and convince the nurse, considering visiting hours are over. She eventually comes out of her own volition after hearing me shout. You're safe.
Why did you come back?
Her expression is completely devoid of life. I'm the one responsible for that too.
Did you change your mind?
She asked with an obvious doubt in her voice. I could give her an immediate reply. That man's definitely aiming for her, so I find it hard to believe that I beat him here. He got his book on him as well, considering he was able to speak to me. I doubt he could read the signs here without it. In that case, how did I get here without even passing by him? Wait, don't tell me.
Wait a minute. What are you doing?
I grab her by the hand and try to drag her along, which obviously takes her by surprise. Your child's in danger. She resists at first, but that stops the moment she hears me say that. Numeral 12 is right here in this hospital.
He is? Don't tell me he plans on taking my baby hostage.
Finding out that she's given birth recently isn't a particularly difficult task, and it goes without saying that a 3-week-old baby has no means to defend itself. They may not be likely to see the newborns.
Babies could do that.
Hmm?
I thought babies could defend themselves.
I guess not this one.
What do you mean? That was clearly sarcastic.
I know. That's I was like, oh, really not this one.
Oh my god! No, none can.
Or can they?
I don't know. Have you ever seen a baby kick an ass?
Yo.
Yeah, actually, well, to be fair, I probably have, but not like a real baby, like animated.
I was almost believing you, so.
What?
I was almost believing you.
I still didn't catch that.
I was almost believing you.
Oh, you were almost believing me, Jesus Christ. I don't know why it was so hard for me to understand.
You speak another language.
Oh, sometimes, yeah. Everyone always speaks another language sometimes.
Do they?
Okay.
I swear, there's so many times at work where I'm talking to people and they'll be like, "What the fuck are you saying?" I just do not understand what's being said.
They may not be letting strangers in to see the newborns, but he's the type of man who seems able to get around an issue like that with ease. I don't know him personally, but I do know that the fear inspired by those eyes.
Please don't.
He keeps mumbling as I lead her to the nursery. What I witnessed upon our arrival was far more disastrous than expected. The lights in the hallway leading to the nursery are off, and all the emergency lights have been shattered. Faint light coming from the room beyond tells us all we need to know about the situation.
What the hell happened here?
Having shot ahead of me, she is the first to raise her voice. It doesn't take long for me to understand why. I see a number of nurses sprawled out on the floor. No. I lay my ear close to their mouths and confirm that they're still breathing. I expected worse, but it seems like they're all still alive.
However, an even worse scenario soon presents itself before me. Naomi, for some reason, Naomi is among the unconscious nurses.
I'm sorry.
She is obviously struggling to speak, but she does so nonetheless. I notice her glasses lying not far from her body. The lens is cracked.
I figured he was aiming for the baby, so I tried to stop him. That baby's done nothing to deserve this.
You idiot. Ugh.
He runs straight towards the room from which the light emanates, ignoring my calls for her to stop.
Lincoln, get away from here.
Sorry, Naomi. Let's cheer a little bit longer, okay? I grit my teeth and give chase.
Hey, what are you doing?
A voice roars out as soon as I reach the nursery. The babies all start to cry, unlikely because their shouting has woken them up. A number of nurses lie unconscious here as well. The fact that the babies
didn't
only
call the cops?
Maybe?
Like, I don't know, while running over here, they could have called the cops and been like, hey, there's someone, like, beating up
Maybe
people
we'll
in
find
the fucking
out.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Or maybe they didn't know until just now that the nurses were attacked or anything like that.
Yeah, but I would have called them as soon as I saw the nurses fucking passed out on the ground, you know?
Yeah.
My first thought hearing nurses passed out on the ground is like, oh, maybe the cops should be called, you know?
Well, we shall see. We shall see. The fact that the babies only woke up now means he'd somehow made this far by being swift and silent. The mere fact that he is capable of such a thing is utterly insane.
Silence.
He directs a quiet but threatening order toward the babies. As if that would work on them, though.
How in the...
I'm just as shocked as she is. His command somehow managed to silence every tiny voice at once. I feel my legs...
This guy's magic?
Oh. I feel my legs get glued to the ground in the presence of such a monster. My entire body starts to shudder. Why did I come here in the first place?
Why are you here with her?
She's here to sniff out info on me as well, so she probably figured she could use the situation to her advantage.
Figures. You heard me earlier. I have no business with you at the moment. I'm aware of how notable this country's security measures are, so I prefer to grab quick.
His tone is low, but steady. The fact that he can maintain such a poise in a situation like this is unsettling.
Why did you come here?
I know your name, so learning your location and why you're here was a minor task. Let's forget about that, the how. You're aware of what I mean when I say I want to do this quick, aren't you?
I'm not, but right now I need you to step away from the children.
That only proves that you know exactly what I plan on doing. But fine. Allow me to spill it out for you. Your name is Kambuchi, if I recall. Therefore, this is the bed I'm looking for.
He locates her baby right away. The baby's name is written on the bed, and I can't see its face from where I stand, but I can read its name. Haruki, I assume. It's a boy then.
Surrender your cause of death and your regret. Otherwise, I'll see to it that this baby dies tonight.
Jesus. Mouse, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Meow.
What the fucking asshole? What the fuck?
What? He states his intent to kill her newborn son without the slightest trace of hesitation. I feel the color fade from my face. Taking a hostage isn't a pleasant situation in the first place, but how can we talk about killing a baby like that? She probably expected this too. Even so, there's no way she can remain calm having heard that. No one could when someone's family is threatened.
I
You're wasting your time. I interrupt her before she can say anything. This is it.
Oh
I need,
shit!
I need to
don't
muster
know
up.
that-
What did you say so?
If she says stuff, then they'll both know the information. Then it'll be like they're on a team, and then we'll know what the consequences are for the team thing. Fuck!
This is it. I need to muster up all my courage and knowledge so I can try to negotiate with him. Anything to get me through the situation. Security should be here any minute now. Even you won't be able to escape so easily then. And once you're caught, you won't be able to do anything for the remainder of Divine Selection.
Let them come. I'll simply escape with her child. Dealing with a few people on the way is easy enough. It may complicate things afterwards, but it doesn't change the fact that I will come to possess Keiko Kombuchi's information.
He answers right away and continues his threat.
You have 30 seconds. I'll kill the child in the bed next to yours if you haven't answered then. Followed by another child 30 seconds after that. If you still haven't answered, then yours will be next.
Dang.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
They have nothing to do with this.
keep calm. If you don't, he'll add your own info into a part of the deal.
He whispers this just quietly enough so that he can't hear.
Keiko, you have Numero One's information, don't you? That's why she doesn't want you to be eliminated.
That's not... I deny his claim on instinct. She really does know my name. Realizing this now only proves how foolish I am. But even if you do kill them, that'll be undone if you're eliminated, so...
That's enough. Fine. I'll tell you my cause of death and regret.
Get on with it.
Remains completely devoid of emotion. Keiko!
It's plain to see that you both have information on one another.
Ooh. If someone's in a team, will it reveal all of their information to the teammate? Ooh. That would be interesting. Because then that would mean, oh, well, now you know both all each other's information. Will you eliminate each other or not?
It does not do that, because that would defeat the entire purpose, because she wants everybody to be eliminated.
Yeah, but like, it's like, oh, can you really trust your teammate now that you know all their information and they all know all yours? That's like...
I mean, that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, that's gonna happen with Rinka and, freaking...
Miharu?
Yuki's character. And Miharu.
And also Odette and...
Yeah, but that's what I'm wondering, because they said there will be like something that happens if you happen to have all the information same as someone else. Maybe there's something special will happen.
Maybe in the
what that
next
something special
chapter
is.
of Fatal 12.
Yeah, true.
That statement prevents me from saying another word. I can't spill any more crucial information.
Thanks for going this far for my sake.
But...
You're right that my child's death would be undone if anyone other than him makes it all the way to the end. Regardless, what kind of mother would willingly expose her child to such danger?
Get on with it already.
I have just one condition. Step away from the bed and swap positions with us.
Very well.
Moves over to the entrance. We make our way to the bed. Kill the babies like this, sure, but it also gives him an easier escape route.
I died from blood loss. A brain hemorrhage, to be specific. The chance of a woman dying under childbirth here in Japan is almost non-existent in modern times, so I must have been ridiculously unlucky.
Don't waste my time with such useless drivel.
He's like, I don't want the tragic backstory.
Asshole.
Jesus. He takes his book out and waits for her to continue.
I had a frail disposition from the get-go, So I guess it was just a case of my body not being able to take the strain.
Your regret?
He rushes her along after confirming he's obtained a new card.
The baby's name.
Her answer takes me by surprise. She's already named it. So how can that be her regret?
If I'm eliminated, then everything I've done during this time would be undone. I'm the one who named him Haruki. My mother-in-law didn't like the sound of the name, though. She was more concerned with that over the meaning behind it. That's why I sincerely felt that the name she proposed instead was lazy.
She cuts herself off for a brief moment. His expression doesn't change in the slightest. His gaze is clearly telling her to get on with it. Guess he doesn't have enough information to believe her just yet.
My husband was in favor of the name she'd come up with. I talked things over with him, though. After Haruki was born, the fact that I was riding the line between life and death while giving birth probably prompted me to do so. Well, I guess all mothers would do the same thing either way. In the end, he was willing to listen and eventually agreed with me after hearing why I wanted to name my child Haruki. Following that, I filled out the birth certificate with the name I decided on. Your name almost represents your life itself, doesn't it? And that's why I hold the name of my first child in as high regard as my own future.
Hi, Hunter. Hi. Her delivery is more than enough to convince me that she means it. The words weigh heavily on me, too. One's regret and one's future are invariably intertwined. This is the moment I get to learn the future that Keiko wants to see.
I wanted more than one child, but it looks like Haruki will be my first and last. No, I suppose he won't be named Haruki once I am eliminated.
So you are telling the truth.
That's it? That's all you've got to say to her?
My only concern is obtaining the cards I need. All I feel after hearing her story is my joy from having attained them.
Fear is replaced with sheer rage, trampling all over her life for his own sake.
Saying you feel nothing may not be the whole truth, but remember this. No matter what you say or think about me, each and every one of us caught up in this little game must stamp down the lives of others for our own survival. That said, I like the determination in your eyes. They tell a story that mere words cannot express. A certain contradiction resides within you. You're likely aware of it, too.
What are you talking about? The sound of footsteps rings out from the hallway the moment I ask. While not quite as prominent, I can also hear voices.
Time's up.
Wait.
No.
As he declined, he smashes a nearby switch. Then the lights turn off, blanketing the area in pure darkness because the hall lights are also out of commission. I rush to get the lights back on as soon as possible. He is long gone by the time I manage to do so. Oh no, she didn't have her glasses because her glasses broke. I'll just keep reading for some because I know Koi needs to get going. So, Rika, are you okay? Naomi limps her way into the room. I don't know how he did it, but he seemed to have knocked everyone unconscious without injuring them. She holds her broken glasses in one hand. I'm sorry, Naomi. My fault we got caught up in something like this. Please don't apologize. I'm the one who chased after him.
Hey.
Echo interrupts our conversation.
Security will be here once they finish checking on all the nurses outside. Use this opportunity to get out of here. I'll think of a way to explain this to them.
But...
Besides, I'd like to spend a little more time with Haruki.
Let's go, Naomi. She answers with a quick nod. Security makes their way into the nursery soon after, but I make sure to leave the hospital right away. After getting out, we head back to Linehouse. The only thing we speak about on our return journey is about what happened in the nursery. Otherwise, we walk along in silence. Unsurprisingly, I've obtained the same card as numeral 12, though I no longer have any desire to eliminate her. So even if you're just in the presence of her telling it, then like it still counts for you, even if you didn't deduce it yourself. Or wasn't aimed at you.
Yeah, you still learned it.
There's something I want to say to Naomi. I'll take you to the station. It's a bit dangerous for you to go it alone with broken glasses. Right, thank you. Spend our journey to the station, wondering if I have it in me to say what I want to her. The longer I hold it in, the harder it will be to say. That's why I need to say it now. I may feel like I'm making up excuses, but I've reached my conclusion. I told you not to do anything dangerous, didn't I? Huh? Wait, that's not quite what I mean. I'm at fault for not realizing how dangerous things could get. I never once considered that a situation like this could occur so easily. I figured things might get dangerous, but I failed to see the full picture until tonight. You told me that you'd help me bear the burden, and for that, I'm thankful. Just knowing you're willing to do that for me is enough. Everyone's putting their lives on the line here. There's no telling what sorts of things the other participants will try down the road either. That's why I'll handle the rest on my own. So, you mean... I nod to reaffirm her presumption. I really couldn't be happier over her decision to help me. It's done far more for me than she could ever imagine. But the more I rely on her, the more danger I'll be putting her in. That's why I force myself to stay silent. Otherwise I might... Renege? Renege? On my statement? What is that? Go back on a promise, undertaking or contract.
Renege, by the way.
Renege.
I'll add that to the vocabulary list, I guess. I haven't heard that
like
word
to
used
go
before.
back on something.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I might renege on my statement. I understand. I made those bold claims about saving you, about protecting you, but all I managed to do was get in your way. That's not true at all. If you weren't there for me, then I don't know what I would have done. But still, I just don't want to put you in danger. It's okay. I can see where you're coming from. I'm the one who broke my word to keep myself from danger. I'm sorry and thank you. I won't be able to make it through this just knowing you're here for me. I will be able to make it through this just knowing you're here for me. I can handle things on my own now. I try to guide her to the station after our talk. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I can make it home by myself. She makes her way to the station without me. And I can't bring myself to chase after her. Hey! Brah! Thank you for the resub, Tay. Thank you. Oh my god, so many resubs tonight.
Hey.
We got Tay, we got LT, we got Mouse, and we got you too, Tay. Thank you guys so much for the resubs. Thank you. In fact, they're all long subs too. Mouse is... Oh my god, that's your 1 year, Mouse. I didn't even see that. Holy crap. And also, that's your 15 months for you too, Tay. Wow. Wow. Crazy how the time flies. Jesus. I can't bring myself to chase after her. I'm certain I'll start relying on her again if I do. I really should have left our talk until we reached the station, but no, I'm too dumb to think that far ahead. If I had, then she wouldn't have to walk the streets at night all alone.
Okay, looks like I should head off then.
Okie dokie, Koi.
Thank you for having me. You take care.
Of course. You take care as well, Koi. Thanks for coming by. You did a
Bye,
wonderful
Koi.
job voicing number 12.
I'm sure it'll be back.
I know number 12's name, and I'm like not sharing it because I don't want to spoil it, but it's so fucking funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's make
It's gonna be
sure.
like Lucy or Erica,
Or is it something like silly and edgy?
probably.
We'll find out next time. Maybe.
Maybe.
She can't speak.
Maybe.
If I speak.
Um.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Koi. Bye.
Kisses. Mwah.
Mama. I guess we can. Yeah, we're at about time, so we can stop here if this is where we want to stop. I'm always down to keep going, but so AFK, and if Koi needs to go, then we can stop
We
here.
had some thrilling things happen.
Ooh.
We had some babies get threatened to be murdered.
True, we had nurses beat up and knocked unconscious somehow. We had babies being threatened. We killed we had to have the moral discussion of killing another participant. Yeah, lots of stuff happened this episode. This stream. But yeah, well, poor Nyan's character is definitely not gonna be.
I did one line from the woman who got eliminated, the first person who got eliminated too.
Oh no.
So nominating Mel to be the voice for somebody is a death sentence for them. Noted.
Oh no, Mal!
Mal's still kicking. Mal,
No.
they couldn't kill Mal if they tried.
I'm sure Mal will be fine. Right? Surely.
Yeah. She's too cool to die.
Yeah. But yeah, I suppose that will be it for today. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with us on yet another episode of our Fatal 12 playthrough. We will be, of course, continuing this next Saturday at 8 p.m. EST. Same time, same place. And yeah, we will see what is the fate of Keko and where the story goes from here. Can Rinka still dig up dirt on the other contestants on her own? Maybe Miharu's gonna come in and help her instead? Who knows? We'll have to find out next time. Did I save?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm sorry, my stomach started hurting.
Oh, it's okay. So, well, that's actually good because we figured we'd end it here. We had a scene change. And,
okay.
And everything, and Koi had to get going. So, I figured this would be a good point to end. But basically, all you missed is Naomi, stood up and is fine. They walked back to the train station, and Mika was like, "I don't need your help anymore, Naomi. I don't want you getting hurt." And then she's like, "All sad, but okay." That's basically what you missed.
All sad, but okay.
I'm sad, but okay. Yeah. All right. Let us find someone to raid. Who to raid? Who the heck to raid? Let's see, BT's let's see, Koi just went live. Just send you all over.
Wow.
I'll just send everyone over to Koi.
Yippee!
Yep, boy. Look. Like Koi's gonna go play some Fortnite with Curly, Nico, and Thea.
Fortnite.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
I just shared out my ass, booted up my PC because I need to get that Fortnite Battle Pass.
Yep.
What's the next? I don't know the next verses. Honestly, what is it?
I don't know that there are more.
Yeah, I've never heard that song before. So
What? Really? You're on
No.
Instagram Reels and stuff.
I
like
actually do not use
Fortnite.
Instagram.
Did I mention
Reels.
Fortnite? I like
What?
Fortnite.
You don't? Are you like
It's
on
nighttime.
TikTok or something?
I mean, it's 5 o'clock. Basically,
I'm on like
nighttime.
TikTok and YouTube
Y'all
Shorts.
remember Cartoon Network Adventure Time? That's it.
Oh,
That's the next one.
I thought that you were an Instagrammer, huh?
Nope.
My TikTok doesn't narrow down enough. It's not like gay and trans enough.
Instagram Reels is where it's at.
Oh, thanks.
I thought